anime voice actress extraordinaire, Brittany Lauda, with a very, very powerful message to us all. An amazing Twitter thread that put everyone in their place, talking about how fandubs are not legal. You are distributing content that you do not own. There are no professional fandubs. If you advertise fandubs, partake in them, and put them on your resume, you look unprofessional. And then goes on with 4 billion more tweets to spit facts at those horrible people that are having fun fan-dubbing anime because it's illegal, immoral, and disastrous. Funny tangential story that has nothing to do with that. That very same voice actress, Brittany Lauda, is in dozens of fandubs. What? There's no way someone would actually be such a hypocrite to the point that they would virtue signal trying to call out people doing the wrong thing. But then it turns out they did the exact same thing. There's no way someone would actually do something like that. Yeah, so I would think as well. Anime voice actors are a fantastic breed of individual. And you see, the thing is, they're all people, and therefore they are all different. This video that I am making right now is one that I think is extremely important to address, being that no one has the balls to say it, yet it still needs to be said. And secondly, I am not generalizing every single anime voice actor or voice actress on the planet, because I personally know a lot of them that are really, really cool people. Connor's awesome, I love that man. Little Karibo, absolute legend. Kagi Films, absolute mad lad. And I could go on, but I'm not gonna list off 10 that I like, because then you'll assume I don't like every other one, and that's not the case. I'm also largely referring to anime dub voice actors, not Japanese voice actors, because I don't really know that much about them personally, but I'll be telling you some personal experiences I've had, things I've seen, and things I don't like. This is a video that I think is important to be made, because a lot of people don't understand the behind-the-scenes world, and this is a video talking about why there are so many anime voice actors that are insufferable douchebags. Will I get hate for this video? Absolutely. And if that's not a good enough reason for you to smash like right now and subscribe for more fact bombs, I don't know what is. I don't want you to think that I purely made this video just for the sake of clearing the air, telling you people the truth, and this is a completely selfless act. No. Selfless? Me? Are you crazy? This is not a selfless video at all. Hell no. This is a video that I'm making because I wanted to laugh at some of these people for the longest time, and I decided, you know what? Some of these pompous asshats deserve to be laughed at. And that is what brings me here today, to thrive in the chaos. Hopefully they'll get pissed at me and make responses. But now that I said that, they probably won't, to not look like I live in their heads rent-free. And now that I said that, they probably will. So I put them in a terrible conundrum right now where they have two options. They can either take the L by not responding or take the L by responding, because I'm going to be spitting facts right now. This was brought to my attention recently because there's this dude on YouTube. His name is Riverdude Covers. I will link him in the description. I've recently watched a lot of his videos and I do very much enjoy them. He's a close friend of the Shuckmeister, who's a friend of mine, so I always kind of knew about him, but I only really got to watching his backlog and talking to the guy after he very much mouthed much distress over the situation in regards to comic dubs. He dubs a lot of comics. He makes a lot of JoJo memes where he voice dubs different characters. I think they're funny, they're creative, they're transformative, and being that he has a great voice for voice acting, he always aspired to become an actual anime voice actor. It's a dream that a lot of people have. It's not like voice acting is the highest paid profession on the face of the planet, so people don't look for that job based on financial gain. They look for that job based on their passion for the medium. I can understand it completely. I know a lot of people that wanted to be voice actors in different genres and different mediums that they were passionate about. But you see, he got absolutely dookied on by official voice actors that said, oh, you've done comic dubs? Comic dubs? Pathetic. You will always be looked down upon. You have no hope for this future that you so desired. All this work that you've done over the last few years, amassing subscribers that like your content and personality, well, it was all not just for nothing, but it also muddied your chances of a future. You suck. Okay, I don't know if they ever said you suck directly, but that was definitely the general vibe that people were hammering this poor lad on Twitter. And I don't want to stand for something like that. I'd rather not stand by when something like that takes place. So I think a lot of people don't actually realize why the voice actors decided to dogpile on Riverdude, as well as on many, many other people, especially people that grow a YouTube audience. Now, to look into the actual legality of the situation, voice dubbing anime characters is no less legal than drawing drawing fan art of anime characters. You are taking an intellectual property and you are adding your own twist to it because you are a fan of whatever you're dubbing or of whatever you're arting. Now, it starts becoming a little more iffy when people start actually making money off someone else's intellectual property. That is an entirely different ballgame. But you see, a bridged series or voice dubbing different anime clips or whatever is no different if you monetize it than actual fan art that you sell. Living on this internet age, it's extremely hazy where the logistics come into play, but actually taking pot shots at people for doing comic dubs and creating things they enjoy as well as trying to follow their dreams is downright pathetic, and a lot of people don't actually realize why that is. A lot of people may see that that is the case, that these are the facts before us, that, oh, you did comic dubs? Pathetic! Get out of here! But a lot of people don't understand the pretentious underlying reasoning to why all this happened. And before actually telling that to you, I'll tell you a personal story that happened to me that will very much paint this in a different light. About a year ago, I was in an anime convention, and I think I had around 600,000 subscribers at the time. I was asked to do a signing where all my fans would gather, line up, and they'd approach me and say, hello. I'd say, hello. They'd give me something to sign. I'd sign it. I'd say goodbye. They say goodbye. You know, typical nice conversations. Maybe we'd chat a few words in between. It wasn't a very lengthy process. And then the next person in line would come up. And I was doing this for about an hour and a half. There were always people there. It was a pretty big line, if I do say so myself. I was honored that so many of you decided to come and meet me that day. Thank you all so much. But sitting at the booth beside me, one table over, was an anime voice actor, and I will not name him because I don't want anyone to necessarily get hate over any of this. I'm just telling you the reality of the situation, and you can do with it what you will. And that anime voice actor, he took a lot more time with the individual people. You see, someone would walk up to him with something to sign, they'd sign it, and then they would do voice impressions, and then they would chit chat, and they spent a lot longer with each individual than I did. One of the reasons to this, I believe, is because their line wasn't nearly as long as mine. Now, I'm not trying to just flex and pat myself on the back that, oh, you think you're cool. Oh, look at me. The fan base is far more powerful. All of these Billies lined up. Ha ha! Who the fuck is Billy? My awesomeness is overwhelming. But the fact of the matter is, there is something about a YouTube personality that actually connects with their audience and talks to their audience. And it's not the same as an anime voice actor where, I don't know if you even watch the English dub, but even if you do watch the English dub, this is the voice of one character. You're not connected to the voice, even if you're connected to the character. So I understand why there's much less of a personal connection to that individual. All of this makes complete 100 sense to me. So if you were to ask me logically speaking, it would make sense to want to meet a YouTuber more than to meet a voice actor, per se, as you know their personality more. I know that's my personal preference. I would rather meet a YouTuber that I look up to than an actor I look up to for the same exact reason. There's much more of a connection there on a personal level. So I think it makes sense that my line was in fact longer than his line. And that was when I only had 600k subs. But you see, the voice actors don't see it that way. I'm trying to explain it as logically as I can, as far as the psychology of the people that want to visit and meet people that they've been watching or listening to for a while. But you see, a lot of anime voice actors, they view YouTube as weird influencer e-celebrity people. They are like C-tier celebrities at best. I don't care how many subscribers they are. They didn't actually contribute to the actual medium like I did. I am an A-list celebrity. It's like, you know, me, the guy that voice dubbed random side character number 6 in Hunter x Hunter episode 37, and I'm on the same tier as like Johnny Depp and Leonardo DiCaprio, okay? We're both in the real movie business. Now, I'm a celebrity. Again, obviously not everyone thinks this way, but this is a very prominent way of thought from the entire modern era. Why do you think news media articles are so quick to lash out at YouTubers? PewDiePie gets slaughtered by mainstream media whenever they get the chance because he gets more eyeballs than they do. He has more validity than they do, and he is a much more believable individual than they do. There's nothing that the mainstream news hates more than YouTuber news. News that comes from an individual that's more believable, and news that gets a lot more eyeballs. And I think it's very similar when it comes to this voice actor department. I think that there is a lot of jealousy and skepticism on their part in regards to YouTubers themselves. I've spoken to voice actors as well, and I've only heard pretty bad things. I'm not gonna lie. I met one in person, a different one, I will not mention who it is either, and kind of out of the blue, that individual mentioned to me, you may like anime a lot and be passionate about it and make videos about it and stuff, but you'll never be part of anime like I am. You don't ever have a shot to actually break out of your little YouTube bubble. Obviously, it wasn't as condescending as that, but it definitely came across that way. And when I heard that, I was like, damn, you're lucky I'm a nice guy and wouldn't say your name out loud, or my swarm of fan-base individuals that may or may not be some of the most toxic and wholesome fighting forces on the face of the planet may destroy you. So, obviously, not leaking his name, it didn't offend me at all. I look down at him so far. Whenever I hear condescension in his inflection, I merely regard it as low self-confidence. I laughed in his face when he told me that. I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was a pretty good zinger. It was something along the lines of, well, it's a shame official anime voice actors that are part of the medium that they love don't actually make as much money as YouTubers, or you might actually have a position I would aspire for. I don't know. It was something like that. It just kind of came out. Please forgive me if that hurt your feelings, and now you know exactly who I'm talking about. If you're watching this video, which you are, because voice actors watch everything about them. Voice actors get into the most petty dramas available. You think that YouTubers get into annoying, pathetic drama, calling each other out because they roasted their friend and you could dogpile on them for easy views? Nah, fam. Voice actors take that to the next freaking level, because since they're completely public personalities and they are official celebrities working with official companies, they are completely under the thumb of their employers. This isn't a video where I want to bring up the Vic Mignogna situation, but watching that unfold with lawyers and lies for years was some of the pettiest shiz I've ever seen. And speaking of them being the moral compass, the shining light in today's dark society, anime voice actors in particular are quick to mention that, oh, you should definitely only be watching anime legally. Don't you dare pirate anything. And whether piracy is right or wrong, that's an entirely different issue. And it's an issue that I'm planning on covering very soon, being that Kiss Anime was just shut down. F in the chat, this is Jose. Smash like on this video for Kiss Anime. But I will definitely be making a video on that topic because I think some things need to be said, some ass cheeks need to be spread, and it's time to shoot some arguments until they're dead. It's just ironic that you have voice actors like Alex Moore, who tweeted, if you're pirating anime, please stop. Your excuses are invalid. Please learn the concept of, then you don't get to have it. You are not entitled to consume it merely because it exists and it is out of your reach. That's some colonizer bullshit. That's right. You see, if you're pirating anime, then you're also racist. I mean, this argument is so stupid, but aside from all of that, thank you, voice actors, our guiding light in today's dark society. Thank you, voice actors, for being the Jesus that we all need to accept into our hearts. You're not like those lowly people that just consume anime for fun. You are part of the anime itself. You should be the people to tell us right and wrong. That second voice actor that I spoke to that I've mentioned also told me that he doesn't really respect someone like Team 4-Star because they aren't bringing anything to the actual mainstream table. They're only doing their own thing, at which point I decided wasting more brain cells on this individual was not exactly my go-to method of progress. So that's just personal experiences that I've had with them. I've also had some great ones with others. As I've mentioned, Connor, Kagi, I heard great things about Little Karibo, and all in all, there are some really, really great people out there in the voice acting community. It's obviously not everyone, just like I don't think every single journalist is evil, just a lot of them. A lot of them that happen to work with the mainstream media. It's not like everyone in BuzzFeed is absolute cancer, just 90% of them. And I needed to blow the asshole wide open for this whole thing for several really important reasons. One, if you voice actors want to fight me, come at me, bro. I can't stress how little I care about what you have to say. It would be nothing more than slight strokes of enjoyment watching you struggle to combat the facts I'm spitting. You look down upon every other creator that grew up or blew up with internet. It threatens your legitimacy, so you have to convince yourself that you are in fact a morally superior being by calling out Riverdude Covers, a guy with a great voice that wants to voice act anime because he loves it, so he makes covers on YouTube for fun, and you need to try and morally tear him down. And you're so laser focused on tearing this good dude down that you don't even realize the hypocrisy spewing from your mouth. You don't realize that you've literally done the exact same thing you've accused him of doing. Little Karibo also said that he got a lot of people upset at him and not want to hire him because he made Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged on YouTube, which will forever be one of the greatest YouTube series of all time. It's pathetic. I spoke to Riverdude and I got him in contact with Connor. I asked Connor Connor what Riverdude can try to do in the future and what roads he should take if he actually wants to go the voice acting route. And Connor gave some good advice. Connor's a freaking legend. I love that man. Also, once again, link in the description to Riverdude covers. Please give him some love. He's a good lad. Keep following your dreams, man. And now let me tell you something else that I think will bruise the ego of certain voice actors more than they are willing to admit. The internet's the future. People don't realize YouTube gets more eyeballs than television these days. I bet you there are more kids right now aspiring to be anime YouTubers than anime voice actors. The internet took over the world. The internet's in everyone's hand and in everyone's pocket every single day and every single hour of their day. Mainstream media knows it. That's why they fear it and that's why they slander it. And it's the same thing when it comes to celebrities. Celebrities aren't willing to acknowledge YouTubers, even the big guys. And YouTubers fall into this trap as well. You got YouTubers with tens of millions of subs and they're just thinking to themselves they want to find a way to break into the real celebrity world, but they don't realize YouTube's only starting. And I don't mean YouTube as a platform, I mean the whole idea of someone on the internet. It's a new breed of person that hasn't existed before, and the people that were in pre-existing classes of notoriety do not like it. They don't like their validity being stripped away by a nobody with a camera and a mic. And I love to see it. Why do I need to look up to somebody who was born into a family where the parents are both successful actors, and then by default, you got this kid who's a de facto movie star because he played the baby in some movie. He's already a legend and a billionaire from birth. Doesn't it count as more? Doesn't it hold much more value to look at someone like PewDiePie, a guy who was in college, he was a nobody, he dropped out and he sold hot dogs where he played video games, but because of his charisma and personality, he built himself up into become one of the most influential people of this entire generation. You want something impressive that should be looked up to? Maybe not him individually if you don't like him for whatever reason, but that is something I value so much more than someone being born into a family of celebrities. The Kardashians are famous due to nothing more than the existence of their own birth. Someone like PewDiePie got to where he is based on everything he's done and nothing that was predetermined for him. He made his own destiny and wasn't just plopped into it. That's something that's very valuable, and it's something very terrifying for the absolute upper echelon. So of course, celebrities aren't gonna want to accept the fact that YouTubers are rising to fame. So of course, mainstream media isn't willing to accept that individualistic media is overtaking them by leaps and bounds, view-wise and credibility-wise. And anime voice actors want to remain as the absolute hottest commodity of the anime world. So it's so easy to just trample on the dreams of everyone around them. But not anymore! I have nothing but the utmost respect for anime voice actors. There are rough conditions when it comes to voice acting. It's something that they're doing to follow their passion, not to follow the dollar bill, which I think is honorable and something I definitely look up to. I believe in the idea of mutual respect and complimenting each other for what everyone else does right. Anime YouTubers never trample on anime voice actors. Anime voice actors often trample on anime YouTubers. But at the end of the day, we're all just people. We all have our advantages, we all have our flaws, and I alone will stand above this pool of chaos, laughing maniacally into the abyss and the cataclysm that I've created, because I'm also following my passion, and that passion is justice. Not the cringy kind of justice. No, not like, oh, everyone need justice, peace, harmony, oh, I'm anti-war. No, none of that. Absolutely not. When I say justice, I mean my own warped sense of justice, because at the end of the day, everyone has their own warped sense of justice. My warped sense of justice, because at least I acknowledge that it's warped, is where we're toxic to toxic people and wholesome to wholesome ones. You know a wholesome dude that needs some love? Riverdude covers. You know some toxic people? Certain anime voice actors that feel the need to trample on the community to assert dominance. So that's what this video is. Absolute justice. Praise chaos. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Yes, I understand this video was essentially a 15 to 20 minute monologue of me just laughing at the current state of affairs and tearing a new butthole into the reality of the world for everyone to see. Big flex, fat dub. Share this video around, leave a like, subscribe to join the nation and the future, and please allow me a moment to praise myself as well as simultaneously laugh at the faces of those unwilling to accept the reality check I just doled out. Because I think the only really appropriate way to end this video off is with a bit of a, what's it called again? I forget the words. A fan dub. Because I'm just an anime fan, and I got a big dub. Easy clap, that's a big fat dub. I'm a fan of dropping this dub. You think you are superior, but you couldn't be more wrong. You may think that you're cool, but you know it's all just an illusion. You've got big names on your side, important peeps to throw around. I have an army of Billies ready to take you down. I dare you to fight back, I'll flex harder when I counterattack. Please like and subscribe.